Welcome food fans, picky eaters, the flavor curious, and everyone in between. Nothing makes good food better than good conversation, and your table is ready. Welcome back to another episode of the Food for Thoughtcast with your hosts, Melissa Reagan and Steven Gonzalez, but you can call them Chef. All right, let's get this episode started.
Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I missed you.
Every time I hear fantastic, I always think of the count.
Fantastic.
Right?
Yes.
What's
going on?
Doing? I haven't seen you in what seems like forever.
I know. It's been at least like a week and a half, 2 weeks. More than that.
It's been, what, like 2 days?
Yeah, something like that. I know I can't live without you. Steve, how was Houston?
Houston was a lot of fun.
Nice.
I forgot how humid it was over there, and it was fantastic. We ate, we got rained on, we had a lot of great coffee, and I had a blast.
Yeah. Nice. Is the coffee still making you feel full?
Yeah, most definitely. Considering I have another cup of coffee right now. Unintentional. Typically it's water, but it's still early enough in the day to have coffee.
Heard that. I'm having a Diet Coke because reasons. Because it's delicious.
Reasons unknown.
Because it's warm enough here that where I'm like, I don't want to make coffee. It's kind of hot. Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
What's that?
What's the most amazing thing that you've had to eat this week?
The most amazing thing I had to eat, today is Wednesday. So last week, Wednesday, I got home on Saturday from Disney World. I have not had anything amazing to eat the last 3 days. I had ramen, I had chicken soup.
Yum.
Yeah. Anyway, the most amazing thing I had to eat was undoubtedly Friday night. We had dinner reservations at Amare. It's a Mediterranean fine dining establishment in the Disney Swan Reserve Hotel.
Cool.
And it was incredible. The most amazing thing we ate while we were there, and I'll tell you about the full meal when we get into it, but this was a recommendation by the server, and it was incredible. It was the Israeli fried chicken hummus.
Ooh.
It was really, really good. It was a really well-made hummus. The chicken was marinated with za'atar and a little coriander and sumac. And it had a very peculiar but also delicious flavor. Like just different seasonings that I'm usually used to eating, but really, really delicious. Super crispy, almost like Japanese karaage, like just really crispy, like kind of nondescript dark white meat pieces. All boneless with crispy chickpeas and like a red pepper oil all over the hummus. It was insane. It was so good.
I love it.
It was so good. What about you?
So I made a deliberate choice of buying a 3-pack of lamb breast. And of course, I love all that stuff. We made bacon out of one.
Yes.
It's still curing. I think we're at the end of like a week and a half, so I think that's as far as I'm going to let it cure. So we'll cut that into that today. We did lamb chicharrones, just like
I saw that video.
Belly.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was really good. And then we did a stuffed lamb breast, which video just got posted today. With the
I was going to say I'm your biggest fan, and I like all the things, and I haven't seen it yet.
It just, literally like an hour or so ago, I posted it. But it was stuffed with blue cheese and a bunch of frozen berries And then we
Yes.
made chili paste and just painted it all on there and kept roasting it. And it just got so dark. Like it almost looked like a leather in a sense, but man, it just fell apart in your mouth. So,
Dude, I love fruit and chilies. I love fruit and lamb. Like you had me. And then blue cheese with anything.
Blue
It's
cheese
like
and fruit and blue cheese and lamb.
like blue cheese. Come on, please.
Blue cheese by itself is just amazing.
Please.
So,
Have I ever
go ahead. You never
have I ever told you the story about how greyhounds act when you cook lamb?
No.
So apparently, when you cook lamb, it gives off a. Here's a fun fact you can tell people at parties, listeners. When you cook lamb, it gives off a smell that scares greyhounds because it is similar to a pheromone that's released when another dog dies. So when I cooked lamb, little lamb T-bone steaks for this past year for Thanksgiving when I had people over, the dogs lost their minds, basically had what amounts to a dog panic attack, eyes as big as saucers, shaking, howling, and barking at me from the other end of the fence and would not come in the house. Fast forward to months later, I mixed the beef and the lamb, put them back in the crock pot, French barbecue sauce, put them in leftover dinner rolls to make little baby barbecue sandwiches, lost their minds again as soon as the crock pot got warm enough to give the scent off. Insane.
Wow.
Like, I think every time I eat lamb now, it's going to have to be in a restaurant. It's not worth the trouble.
See, my dogs would eat me if I had greyhounds because I'd be making lots and lots of lamb.
Yeah, probably not a good breed for you. A really great breed for everybody else, just not Steve.
Yeah.
I love my dogs, but I'm just like,
that are not lamb, and I can only eat lamb.
Yeah, only lamb. So, yeah.
So you went on vacation. How was that?
I went on vacation. It was incredible. It was amazing. It only rained once for like 10 minutes. It was really great. We didn't get caught outside in it. So, I think the old Florida adage is still true. Like, just wait, it's going to rain, right? But, but we were really lucky, and the weather was mild, all except for one day. I think only one day it got almost to 90, like 88. So, really pleasant. Like, in fact, it was actually so cool in the shade and so windy at night that I ended up buying a hoodie in Florida, of all places, as a souvenir.
Interesting.
So we had a really great time, though. It was a really, really good time. I went with my mom and my brother.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we flew in. It was a family affair. The whole family, as you might say. So we went. I see what you did there. We started the trip. There's an incredible promotion that Disney is running this year and next, I think. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's at least through the end of this year that you get a free water park admission on the first day of your trip. So
I don't know if I could do water parks anymore. Like, they're fun, but
we literally like drank a beer, had a snack, and then like did the lazy river. We did like maybe 2 rides a piece, and also kind of the same sentiment, like might be old for this. Gonna go float in the lazy river, and then spent some time in the wave pool, and then that was kind of it. So
nice.
But I have to shout out to, so there's 2 water parks at Disney. One's called Typhoon Lagoon and the other one's called Blizzard Beach. Most of the time, one is open and the other one is closed for refurbishment. So Blizzard Beach happened to be open during the time we were there. And they have this kind of what they call a quick service where you walk up to get food at a counter. Okay. And it's called Avalunch. They're really big on a pun there all over Disney, right? Avalunch instead of avalanche because it's called Blizzard Beach. So basically the conceit is that it is a melting ski resort. It's a ski resort in Florida and everything's melting and dripping. It's very cute. The theming is awesome. But I have to give a shout out here because my brother bought like a foot-long hot dog. And I was like, amusement park, whatever, theme park hot dog. No, incredible snap, super hot, 100% beef, really tasty. I was like super impressed. And we had a Mickey-shaped pretzel while we were there. And of all the pretzels that we bought, that one was the freshest one at the water park. So 2 really like pleasant surprises that I was like, who'd have thought, right? So
wow,
who'd have thought?
Did you
so the
wait
night
30 minutes before you got in the water after eating?
No, that's for amateurs. Nope. No, we had a really good time though. The first night we went to a place in Disney Springs called the Edison. So it is very much like Thomas and Edison themed. It has like electrical
Bulbs
circuits and
everywhere.
like gears. Yeah, like kind of steampunk on the inside. Really, really pretty and really, really bougie looking on the inside. Just kind of like dark and really luxurious and kind of exposed pipes and, you know, the different lighting and brick and stuff. Like really, really neat. And I really dig bars and stuff that are like that are, you know,
Right.
that kind of have a theme, or they'll tie in, you know, with whatever the idea is, right? Like I really
Yeah,
respect
that's
that a
cool.
lot, and I think it makes it a lot of fun. We ordered the clothesline candy bacon, Steve. So a
Explain.
literal clothesline came out to the table with a clothespin, yeah, candy
Okay,
bacon
that's cool.
hanging on it. Yeah, it was legit. I mean, if nothing for more than like the visuals, but the candy bacon was spectacular, and it had a lot of black pepper on it. We got their version of a charcuterie board, which they called a circuit board. See what they did there? So yeah, right. So it came with so it came with thinly shaved ham, which I really appreciated that it wasn't prosciutto. Like I was like, this is different
Right.
and really cool. So kind of a nod to the South, I think, but it came with a pile of ranch pretzels, little mini biscuits, shaved ham, and hatch cheddar slices,
Nice.
and then red pepper jelly. So it was fantastic. And then we ordered deviled eggs. These were a little bit different. Now they had deviled eggs, and then they had what they called angel eggs. So the angel eggs were $99 and came with an ounce of caviar on top, which I was like, do we do it first night of vacation? We did not, but it got the deviled eggs, came with a little bit of bacon, paprika, and then the general things that go. Don't cry, Steven. It's okay. I know caviar.
Sounds so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's hashtag
Or I'm crying
pollen.
because you passed on the caviar. I don't know. It's one of the two.
Hashtag pollen. So bacon and paprika, green onions, like all the usual stuff. But these were really cool because each deviled egg half came on a little latke, like on a little potato
Oh,
cake.
yes.
So it was cool. It was like hot, crunchy potato cake and like cold, creamy deviled. I was like, yes, digging this.
The way it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, I like this idea. This is stellar. And then we got crab dip, which I'm really iffy. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but I'm like iffy sometimes about ordering shellfish out because I'm always the poor, unlucky bastard that gets a piece of shell and then it ruins my meal. Like I can't go on. Like I can't continue. I'm like, "Bleh," and then it's ruined. Like I can't do it. It's a texture thing, right? It's a sensory thing where I'm just like, I can't eat the rest of it.
With, chicken. If I get one piece of bone,
Oh, like a bone. Oh,
like
ruined.
my shredded chicken, that's it. I'm done. I don't care if I'm the first bite
It's
in.
done.
I'm done.
I really want to be the person that buys the Costco rotisserie chicken or whatever and like uses it to meal prep, but I won't do it for that reason because I'm like, I know I'm going to screw up and there's going to be like a tiny tendon or like a piece of wishbone, and then whatever I made with it, I'm not going to be able to eat it.
I can do the
can't
tendon,
do it.
not very well, but I can do it. But like if there's a piece of bone, yeah. So I definitely can, relate to you with the piece of crab shell,
Yeah. So it's almost easier for me to buy a raw chicken and prep everything off of it and then like
get a piece of shell.
Like boil it or roast it. No, I didn't get any shell. It was awesome. It was super heavy on the Old Bay, which I adore. So I didn't mind. And it came with pita. But yeah, the entire meal was fantastic and the service was phenomenal. So if you ever get the chance to go, this is located in Disney Springs. So you do not need a park ticket to go there. It's completely open to the public. It's just part of Disney. It still has that Disney charm and appeal, but no admission required. Really, really nice. Reservations recommended. So we went to a little place called the Ganachery. It's just how it sounds. They had very bougie, both adult and not adult versions of chilled chocolate milk. So it was essentially like an alcohol yoo-hoo with like shaved chocolate and whipped cream on top. We were extremely full, so we opted to get a handmade s'more that they make in front of you. They break off like a homemade marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. So like the graham cracker scratch and like super cinnamony graham cracker, really pretty piece of dark chocolate. And then they put like a sucker stick, like a popsicle stick in this square marshmallow that they've made, and they torch it to order, like making your s'more. Like
sweet.
It was ridiculous. It was really good. And then they put a stencil on top and they shake powdered sugar in the shape of Mickey. Like how are you going to argue with that? So,
see, I could do that minus the powdered sugar. You're like, I don't know, like.
oh, I mean, it was just literally a stencil. It was like this big
Oh,
in the
okay.
middle of that. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
just
then I can
for
do that then.
it's just for decoration. I think it adds some of that
like
magic.
It's like when you go to Cafe Du Monde in Nolans and you just get covered in powdered
Don't breathe
sugar.
in or out. Like you,
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to assume
A
the
little
trash
bit
can.
funny.
Yeah, you have to assume the trash can stands to eat beignets. Like it's really
But
treacherous.
that sounds really good. Like so everything was handmade, right?
Yeah, everything was handmade. They also had truffles and different chocolates. And
Just
so
reminded me. Oh,
go
crap.
ahead, go ahead.
I keep meaning to buy some cocoa beans so I can make chocolate from scratch, but I keep forgetting to buy them
Yes.
when I'm at work.
I'm gonna send you a
Thanks
text
a
right
lot. I know.
now. So
No,
we got a couple of truffles a piece too because we just wanted to try them. And I think my brother got a peanut butter and chocolate, which was really good. We're just talking like very bite size. And then, because they were so rich. And then the one I got was Gianduja. So like the Italian hazelnut with dark chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah.
how
Gianduja.
fancy.
It's so fancy. It's so bougie. So,
Yeah,
you are so bougie. But yeah, that was our first night. We were like, there's no hunger like that happens after you, like the one that happens after you swim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's because you're using all your muscles like all at one time, try not to die. And I think it makes you super hungry and thirsty.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a couple Yinglings while we were at the water park, and we split a pretzel. I bought some trail mix, just something to absorb it, but nothing like a cold beer on a hot Florida day when you're swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
Yeah. So it was super fun. We went to one park a day. So if anybody's never been to Disney, you do have an option to pay a little bit more to have a park hopper. It just means that you can go into multiple parks throughout the day. You can scan in and out. We didn't do that. We kind of like to stay put and do every single thing and exhaust it and then go for the day. But we all figured out that we were older than we thought. So going back to the hotel, chilling, taking a nap and a shower before dinner was probably the best decision we ever made. So don't feel like if you go for the first time or if you even a repeat person, like don't feel like you have to do everything in one day. That's very much my travel mantra is like, I want to get it all done and have a giant itinerary and be super crazy and try to do it. But I'm old now. It's not enjoyable. So you have to break it up a little bit,
Yeah. So then what did you do the second day?
Yes. So the second day we started at Animal Kingdom. If you think that, wow, you ate so much, how did you work up an appetite? We walked an average of 8 miles a day. Probably could have been more, but we were tired and it was warm sometimes. It really, not really the heat. It was just the sun beating down with nowhere to hide. We had breakfast reservations. So if you have vertigo like I do, or are maybe prone to motion sickness, ride the rides that have the 3D glasses before you eat. And then, nothing bad happened. It just word to the wise, right? Like ride those rides before. So we rode this really cool ride called Flight of Passage, where you're flying through the air on the back of a banshee from the movie Avatar. Super fun. So we're not a Disney podcast, but I feel like everything needs context. But we had reservations at Tusker House. Tusker House is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's one price because it's a buffet, and the characters come out while you're eating, and they're like in safari wear. So it's super fun. But the food is really, really good. So I had never done breakfast there. They start off with pog juice. It's papaya, orange, and guava together.
Oh, pog juice. I heard pond juice.
Pond. Ooh, gross. No, pog. Like the old pog, like the plastic pogs.
The pogs, yeah.
But they're pogs. Hey, Steven's the same age as I am. So, hey. Yeah, buddy. So they have a mixture of kind of like savory and sweets for breakfast. They have a lox bar with all the toppings. They have yogurt. They have oatmeal. I wasn't really interested in any of those things. I went straight for the chicken curry and the shakshuka, which were both delicious. And then I had like a little bit of oatmeal. The French toast was incredible. The French toast was kind of like, Steve, you ever made like pull apart bread?
Yes.
So it was like they stacked all the French toast like in a round pan and then baked it and like bruleed it on the top. So you were kind of getting out, it looked like a cinnamon roll almost, but it was just like tightly packed together pieces of French toast. And it had bruleed bananas and caramel next to it, which were insane. It was so good. And then you had whipped cream as an option. They had an omelet station. I didn't make it that far. I just can't eat like I used to.
I feel like the caramel should have been like added into it, because if I see it off to the side, I'm like, oh, that's too much sugar. I'm not going to do all that. And then like in my mind, like I'm just convincing myself like that's just too sweet. But if they throw it in there to where you can't say no to it,
right?
It's different for me.
I mean, it was kind of glazed. It was kind of glazed in its own right. And even I would have put syrup on it, but one of the buffet attendants was like, "You have to check this out. It's right next to the Mickey waffles." And I was like, I've had a waffle before. They're good. They get a little stale on a buffet. Not gonna lie. I mean, just like a regular shaped waffle would, but the Mickey ones are not more magical than a regular. I said what I said. Somebody's gonna be upset with me, but
a different type of soggy.
So yeah, it's a very expensive. Gets stale.
That's why.
So yeah,
not just a soggy waffle. It's a Disney soggy waffle.
Right. Yeah, right. So we had a really great time. I think it cost us like in the $40-$50 range per person, but it's all you can eat. And it's a character experience too. So you're paying for that as well. But it's super fun. They're dressed in safari wear. They play music, goofy dances. Like, Donald Duck scared the crap out of me. I had a mouthful of food. I almost yelled a curse word in front of a small child. He came up right behind me and just got in my personal space. It's fine. Like, it wasn't inappropriate, but I startled easy. I was like, "Whoa, what is happening?" Yes, but yeah, it was.
But that's what they get
fun.
paid to do. They get paid to go up to people and scare them and all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely. So
the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So we finished out the day. We didn't have any. I had a caramel apple that looked like a sock monkey. Stay with me here, okay? So. I didn't have like any other significant snacks in Animal Kingdom because we kind of had loose dinner plans, but not really. But we wanted to go explore this area called the Boardwalk. And so I was like, I ate a bunch at breakfast. I don't need anything else. So we just had I had plenty of waters and Diet Cokes and stuff, but caramel apple dipped in chocolate, graham cracker crumbs for the face, 2 candy buttons for eyes, and then 2 Oreos for the monkey ears, 2 chocolate dipped Oreos for the monkey ears. It was great. It was fantastic.
Okay.
So, yeah, they do some. I'm a big caramel apple person, and they do some amazing things with caramel and candy apples at Disney World. They use marshmallows to make Mickey ears. They use Oreos to make animal ears. There's all sort of things. They put over Magic Kingdom at the confectionery. They put like freeze-dried Skittles on the outside. They dip them in white chocolate. You can get M&Ms, crushed pretzel. Like, it's all sort of artistry that happens with caramel and candy apples. So, and I love chocolate on a caramel apple a lot.
It's weird. I'm just not a big candy or caramel apple person. Like, I'll eat apples from time to time. I don't eat them as much as I probably want to, but like all of it just sounds really awesome, right?
Yeah.
And if I was there, I'd be like, maybe if someone's digging into one and offers me a piece.
Yeah.
I can't go my way. I don't know.
It's funny. So you and I met up at the fair in like 2023, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. And with your lovely wife. And I've been going to that fair for a long time. I'm RIP because I don't get to go now. And so it's very expensive, the plane ticket. And so we met up at the Great State Fair of Texas. But I usually have a caramel apple while I'm there, or 2, because I'm like, it's fruit. It's a serving of fruit. One year I was like, I want to do a candy apple, and I try to bite into it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to break all these teeth, even though I paid for them. They don't work that well, right? Like it's a thing. I had pulled this pro move, Steve, of like, I took the wax paper that the apple came in and I wrapped it all the way around it. And then I smashed it into a concrete pylon to get it started. Then I could pick the candy pieces off. And I was like, yes, this is pro level shit for this candy apple. So anyway, core memory unlocked. So Tusker House in Animal Kingdom was incredible for breakfast. They have all sort of really fun stacks. One place we didn't make it back to, but it looked really fun, was 8 Spoons Cafe. Has a little counter service outside, and they have a family-sized churro pack. So they're like 24 little mini churros that come with chocolate dipping caramel and sprinkles. But really great for the price, like $8. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So a big value. I don't snack like I used to, but I'm always on the lookout for what I think is like a good deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think my brother had a pretzel or a hot dog at several opportunities, but yeah. So we headed to the boardwalk. This is another area that you can access without a ticket to anywhere. Yeah. So it overlooks, it's made in the style of the old Atlantic City boardwalk. So it's actually wood, and there's like street performers and carnival games. There's a couple of resorts that kind of back up to it or are neighbors with it, and it overlooks water, and really, really cool place. But they have a couple of things that you've seen other places, right? There's a Fish City Grill on the boardwalk, and there's there either used to be or it's going away soon, I think, a dueling piano bar, but there are a couple of other restaurants there, and they all take reservations. But there was one place that I was really excited about called the Cake Bake Shop. And the Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers has these huge, massive cakes. And one of her cakes, the chocolate mint one, made it on Oprah's list of favorite things. So that's how you know, like, it went super viral. And when she opened this in Disney World, there were like lines and you couldn't get a reservation and everything else. There's a restaurant side that does like a full tea service. It does cocktails. It does bubbles, and it does sandwiches and fork entrees. I couldn't get a reservation for that. We wanted to do the walk up. We weren't super hungry, so we ended up doing the walk up bakery side. The cakes are massive, huge, Steve, so that when you order a slice, it's like $22 for a slice.
Goodness.
Like, because the slice is just like,
yeah,
I can't even do it justice. For those who are listening, it's massive, huge. So they have like a champagne raspberry cake, a mint chocolate chip cake, a cookie dough cake. They have Neapolitan. They have chocolate, I believe, and something else. They had like 2 or 3 other flavors of cake. I'm not a huge cake person, you might remember, but my mother and I really like banana pudding. So we got one of their banana pudding pie cups. Okay. It was phenomenal. Like, the pudding base was homemade, the whipped cream was homemade, the kind of cookies that were supposed to simulate vanilla wafers were homemade. Right. It was $11 and it was worth every penny because it was so rich. We shared it. It was so rich and so sweet that we shared it. So if you are going to Disney, I can't really say this with any true authority, but this is just how I travel. Sometimes hotels have good food, sometimes they don't. The resorts at Disney actually have like a really decent fresh offering. So I think we grabbed like a turkey sandwich and some fruit, some chips and stuff, but there's always stuff down there. It's kind of like action stations. So it's kind of set up like a college food court would be, Steve. So they'll have like a pizza and pasta, or you choose a sauce and a meat, or they'll have like a little Asian, like a wok area where you can, kind of build a stir fry, or they might have like a big grab and go section with like yogurt and prepackaged hard-boiled eggs and like string cheese and, the big movie pickles and sandwiches. And so we opted to get some of those things at the resort. And I was really, really, really pleased with the quality and the value for the price. While we were on the boardwalk, we went to this stand called Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs. Entirely disappointing. So had been super hyped up on social media. My brother wanted a foot-long mozzarella stick on a stick. It comes with marinara sauce for dipping and a bag of Lay's potato chips. Okay. And most of the breading came off the outside, and the cheese was not super hot. So no cheese pull to be had. He was like, wah, wah. No. And it was like $15, So womp, womp. So then I really wanted to try the pickle dog. Okay. It's the pickle, hollowed out, weenie inside, all the whole thing's dipped in batter. They should have used cornbread batter. They triple dipped it into panko. All the breading came off. I don't know if you've ever tried to fry an entire shell of a big pickle. It's tough and it's not warm on the inside. The weenie wasn't warm either. We took a bite apiece and threw it away. It was also severely disappointing.
You go complain and get your money back?
No, I didn't. I feel like it was just poorly executed and not really the people that worked there's fault. Like they had a good vision for it and just nobody made it come to life the right way. Like with the right person, deciding how to bread it or how long to cook it, it could be really great. I think it's a really good idea, but like no go.
I've done that once at a music festival where my wife spent all this money on like a turkey leg and shrimp and grits and stuff like that. And it was just like one massive meal,
Yeah.
And the shrimp was just tough. It just wasn't very good, like they gave us like something that was towards the end of the batch or just sitting there.
Yeah.
And so we got through maybe about a third of it. And I was like, I'm going to go give them that feedback. This just isn't good, And so I went and told them we ate some of it, just give me some of my money back. And the lady that owned the food truck, replaced the entire thing. It was awesome. And then the second time was just out of this world. But I've learned, like you said, it's not the people's fault. It's just the execution. And sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
But they can't fix it if they don't know. And it's, they weren't defensive about it at all.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I it's funny because if it were a situation where, let's say it was at the Edison in Disney Springs and the crab dip was cold, I would be like, yeah, I want another, right? The crab dip was made well. It had really good flavor. It was just cold. You guys didn't cook it long enough. I get it. But shoving a hot dog into a super tough pickle and expecting it to cook it's just bad idea. You know what I mean? They could have given me another one, and then
you're kind of scaring me off with that.
No, I mean, I think there's other things you can do, right? But I think maybe a corn dog nugget with a baby pickle inside, pickleception inside, might be better. But I just we were just like, not for us. So yeah, hey, you got to try something before you know, right?
Yep.
So the next morning we went to Hollywood Studios bright and early to do all the Star Wars stuff. We pre-bought some goodies at the resort to eat. So we pre-purchased a mini cinnamon roll, not mini the size, but Minnie Mouse. So Mickey Mouse shaped cinnamon roll, a yogurt parfait and some yogurt and fruit. I think I got an Uncrustable. But just some stuff to have because we had to be there super early. Yeah, I'm a child with adult money. What of it? So we did a couple rides. And we're like, we're kind of snacky, but not really wanting a huge anything at the moment. So we got this thing called polystarch puff bread in Galaxy's Edge. And so apparently in the Star Wars, polystarch is kind of like tapioca flour, and one of the important characters, all the movie guys are going to be like, God, Melissa, just go watch one. One of the movie characters makes bread out of it. There we are. And so their play on this was essentially, it was croissant nuggets. Okay, stay with me here, right? Croissant nuggets, but the topping was what you get on pan dulce. In blue and green. Blue and green crackly sugar topping on croissant balls. It was phenomenal. And it came with royal icing to dip in.
Nice.
So good. It was a coconut papaya-y thing, to dip it. It was dude, this is great. It was just enough. Enough.
So Star Wars themed, huh?
Yeah, it was Star Wars.
And did you do the whole May the 4th be with you and all that?
No, we left on May 3rd. So
do you celebrate all that?
I don't keep that day holy. I don't.
I just walk around all day saying Zoltan. And then people look at me like, what?
There can only be one. No, I mean, I like Star Wars. And I understand a lot of things that are happening in the park. But this was a deep cut. And I was like, I have no idea. So I had to Google it through the power of the Googles.
I know. They should do one called, just like in Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut. They should do that. They just should do that.
Pizza the movie and Pizza the action figure. Yeah. We went to Baseline Tap House. So if you've never been to Hollywood Studios, there's a bunch of different lands or areas. So there's like all the stuff that's made to look like old Hollywood, where you have the handprints on the ground, and like Grauman's Chinese Theater. There's an Indiana Jones stunt spectacular, which was really good. There is Toy Story Land, which is completely insular. Like you're in it and you can't see outside. Like you're a toy in like Andy's backyard. And then there's Galaxy's Edge, which is also like you cross through a tunnel and then you're fully immersed in that land. So everything is themed. All the sodas look like little droids. All the food is like themed to the movies and stuff and the lore, as it were. So we went in the front part of the park, there's an ABC commissary because the park is called Hollywood Studios. And so there's a lot of like nods to like behind the scenes stuff and television and movies and things like that. So we went to Baseline Tap House and got a charcuterie board, which was fantastic. And a Bavarian pretzel that came with beer cheese for dipping. So we just needed like a small snacky something, not a full lunch, just a couple of things to sustain us. And it was really good. It had like apricots, Marcona almonds, brie. It had little flatbread crisp. It had blackberry jam. It was really good. It was really good value for the price too. You're paying more for just a little bit of everything because you're paying for the setting and the experience, and it's just really nice when something you feel like something is like totally worth the money, you know. And the pretzel was like huge and fluffy and warm, and it was just what we needed. So, and then finally at night we went to Toy Story Land. We went to Woody's Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. It is an all you care to eat for one price, all family style barbecue place. So they have ribs, chicken, sausage, brisket, and then they have vegan sausage and vegan kind of ribs, if you will. It's like molded around a sugarcane stick. I had all the options when I was there in 2023. Like I told them what I did for a living and got all the things on the menu. All the vegan offerings were really good too. So if that's what you got to do, then go for it, right? If that's what you're into, it's a really good option and a really good value at that place. I ate meat, and the sides though for me are where it's at. The meat is really good quality. Like the brisket was moist, the chicken was well seasoned, the cedar plank salmon, I didn't taste it. I had this thing with cooked salmon now. My mom said it was really delicious. But they have macaroni and cheese, and it's like little baby spiral cavatappies. Okay. They have, they have baked beans, which are really fantastic. They have cucumber and tomato salad, which now I'm of a certain age where I'm like, I can't eat all that vinegary stuff or I'm going to have acid reflux. Thank you, getting older. They bring out watermelon mint, quote unquote, salad. It was essentially an entire bowl of watermelon with like one piece of mint in it. And I ate the entire bowl because I like watermelon and I'm a child. So
watermelon's good.
Watermelon's really good.
Because I'm allergic, but I still appreciate.
Oh no! I didn't know you were allergic to watermelon.
Yeah, it's part of like the ragweed family. So like if I so like cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon. But with that being said, I still eat it from time to time, but just small doses, and it doesn't put me into like shock or anything. It just makes me go.
God,
scratchy throat.
Have you ever seen the hack where people with that same allergy or people who are really sensitive to like pollen cross contamination, they'll put melon in the microwave for like 10 seconds to kill that enzyme? Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, maybe that would work for you, although warm watermelon makes me sad in my soul. But yeah, maybe
I would. Well, I guess you could have a grilled watermelon salad, but then I would probably chill down the watermelon.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you cook it and then chill it after, right? Like as long as you get it past a certain, I'm going to have to consult the Googles on that, but I have seen TikToks of people putting pineapple in the microwave to avoid the itchy mouth. And I think it's the same situation. So
10 seconds, he said?
Food for thought. Maybe it might be 30. I don't know. You'll have to hit the Googles. So the more you know on the Food for Thought cast.
Woody's Chuck Wagon Steakhouse barbecue.
So the theming is super fun. You're essentially a toy in Andy's backyard. There's huge erector sets and connects and dominoes and crayons everywhere. Like they just go all out with the theming. It's super fun. Every once in a while. Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, Andy comes through and everybody freezes. And you have to be really quiet.
That's funny.
And then he leaves. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
Was it like a giant Andy on stilts walking or what?
No, it's like a voiceover recording. I know. It's a bummer.
That's funny.
It's a bummer. Is it like a huge animatronic Andy? That would be so cool.
Did any of the people working there just fall down on the floor like a toilet?
No.
That would have been cool.
I wonder if somebody hurt themselves. Maybe David Dollar from the Main Street Electrical Podcast can tell us.
If I had food in my hands, I would just fall to the floor like I was a toy and then just pray to God no one comes up to me. Are you okay?
Andy's coming. Ow, my lumbago. Yeah. So they had really fantastic sides. All that to say, like, I ate a little bit of everything. The coleslaw is meh. The beans, super good. Mac and cheese, super good. I'm sad it used to have goldfish crumbled on top. They don't do that anymore. I don't know why. Please, Disney, bring it back. I'll pay for the goldfish, please. Yeah, the tots, the potato barrels. They used to have green goddess dressing on them and shredded cheese. I also don't know why they did away with it. Probably because somebody complained that there was green stuff on their tots, but here we are. Yeah, the desserts, they'll bring one of everything. So there's like a strawberry kind of pie. Everything's like in little baby mason jars, right? It's all like 2-3 bites. Okay. So you get lemon blueberry, which, believe it or not, was almost too tart for me. It was almost like they hit the pith when they were zesting the lemon, and it's like, oh, like it was a lot. So it was like a lemon blueberry kind of cheesecake deal, a pudding one, and then a strawberry one, and then my favorite, which is the cupcake a la Forky. So, Steven, I don't know how many Toy Story movies you've seen, but Forky is like a little toy made out of a spork.
Spork, right?
Yeah. I'm trash. Yeah. I am trash. So he's my favorite. So there's
a bunch of stuff. You really need to go.
He's my favorite.
Much more. You are much more than that to me.
My brother was giving me a hard time. He's like, it's just because you identify with him because you're trash. I was like, okay. I was like, and burn. Got it. Got it.
Right out of my mouth, literally.
I'm trash. I think he's adorable, but it comes with a sugar cookie version of him, which is really cute. Awesome. And it's kind of like a s'mores. I think cupcake's a loose term to use here because it has a really loose crumb, and then it has like some marshmallow goop and like some fudge sauce. And yeah, he's like standing up out of it. Super cute. The food, completely worth it. The service, incredible. So sweet. For anybody who's never been to Disney World, if you're wondering is it all just theme park food? No. There are a ton of choices. They're amazing at accommodating allergies, dietary restrictions. They'll go out of their way to make sure that you have a magical time. So I don't get paid by Disney. It's fine because I'm telling you the good, the bad, the ugly, but they do a really great job at what they do. And you have an option in the app to give cast compliments, and I highly recommend doing it. Every time you receive good service, good product, every time you're having an amazing time, glance at the person's name tag. It'll say their name and where they're from. And you can just pop in the app, and then they read it at their lineup every day. They read those compliments out. So yeah, you just want to make sure you're taking care of the people and tip well. Tip well, especially when you're on vacation.
You'll get better service.
It's somebody's rent. Just tip well. Do what you're supposed to.
We're not endorsed by Disney, but we used to watch a lot of their movies.
Yeah, I still do. So had an incredible time. The food was really, really great. The third day we went to Epcot. So right now, I think it still is the Flower and Garden Festival. It's the 30th anniversary. Every time there's a festival at Epcot, just like you've heard me talk about my trip to the Food and Wine Festival in 2023, there are incredible snacks all around the World Showcase, all sorts of specialty things that they only have for these festivals. Unfortunately, I just cannot snack like I used to. It's very much like 2 snacks now makes up a meal. Then there's a lot of space in between. Then I have to work my way to another meal. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. In 2023, I did it. I also didn't know my thyroid was broken. Now I feel full when I'm full. So, so yeah, here we are. But for better or worse,
2025.
It's 2025. For better or worse, they had a ton of amazing snacks. I did not get to try any of them. I just wasn't hungry. We did. Go ahead.
I was going to say the trick around that is even if you're full, you get one thing and you share it with everyone.
Yeah.
And I know it's
Yeah.
hard to do, but like that way you're not depriving yourself. Granted, you're full and you feel like your heart's going to stop at any minute.
Yeah.
But at
Absolutely.
least you can say, I forced myself to eat
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And honestly, that would always be the plan, right? But interesting fact, my twin brother does not eat condiments. He does not eat sauce. He does not eat frosting. He doesn't eat vegetables. He doesn't eat fruit. So unless we're sharing a hunk of meat or a piece of bread, there's no sharing to be done. So, and my mom can't do spicy. And so usually that's a thing that I'll gravitate toward. But we did stop at a Joffrey stand. They have them around. I failed to remember that Epcot is not the place for breakfast. And they have like 2 options. It's not that they don't have great breakfast. It's just that we went to the patisserie where they have all the amazing French pastries and baguettes in the Paris pavilion. And it was like line all the way to the door. And by this point, it was like blood sugar low, need food now, got to go find something. So we ended up walking over to the Norway area where the frozen stuff is. Not frozen temperature, but like let it go, that frozen. And we found a coffee cart. We got a couple lattes and we got a huge apple fritter. So we shared that. We were happy. We were saving room because for dinner we had reservations at Shikisai in the Japan portion of Epcot. So we had a dinner reservation here. It is very much the izakaya style where you order like small plates or sushi, and they also had sashimi. So my brother got the A5 Wagyu steak. He said it had ruined him for all other steak. So,
yeah, I believe it.
But as you might imagine, a portion of A5 Wagyu is not huge. So
like
he ended up getting, I mean, it was probably like 6 ounces, I think. He ended up getting 3 other orders of kushi, which are like a traditional skewer. So he got like beef, chicken, and shrimp skewers. Very izakaya style. They'll bring everything out as it's ready, and it's expected that you'll share with each other. My mom and I kind of piecemealed it. So we started with sunamono, which is like a traditional Japanese pickle assortment. So they had like pickled daikon and cucumbers, carrots, and little baby mushrooms. Really spectacular. Little radishes. I love all of their pickles. They're really good at balancing the acid with the other flavors. So nothing like super overpowering. We got agadashi tofu, which for those of you who don't know is like really lightly fried chunks of tofu in like a really savory umami broth, and it had oyster mushrooms on top. It was really phenomenal. And then we did something I've always wanted to do, but I never do because I always chicken out for the price. We got a huge sashimi assortment. So it was great. It came with roe, like it came with masago. It came with octopus, mackerel, fatty tuna, and salmon. It was really great. The fish was so fresh. It was phenomenal. It came on this huge ice display with like banana leaves, and it was really great. It was kind of like in a boat. So, yep, it was really fantastic. We did get 1 roll. It was a golden Philly roll. So a Philly roll is typically, right, avocado, smoked salmon, and cream cheese. Very Americanized version of sushi. Their version, my mom doesn't eat avocado, so we asked if they could leave it out. They were more than happy to do that. The service was phenomenal there too. But the golden, what made it golden was the whole thing was lightly tempura. So, which I like because it makes like the cream cheese is like a little bit warm, and it's a really like fun mixture of textures. So
agreed.
God, we were full. God, we were so full.
I believe it. Sounds like y'all had a blast.
It just kept going. It just kept going. And my brother is a major Japanophile, so he loves all things Japanese. He had a great time looking around in the shops. I think he ended up buying like a pair of chopsticks or, fancier like chopsticks or something, but I don't think he'd ever had that much A5 Wagyu. Gosh, he had something else too, and I can't quite remember what it was. Something off of the, you guys, this is the world's biggest blank. Something teppanyaki style off the grill. I'm like, huh?
You sound like me. I get that a lot.
Well, and then like the only word in my head is Hashimoto's. That's a disease. That's not food.
Yeah.
What's the other? Oh, hibachi. Duh. Stupid. See, I have vacation brain, so
You
yeah,
are human.
I am
I feel like you're
human.
an encyclopedia most of the time.
I am human. Well, there's like research to be done. I also write things down. So, secret life hack: writing things down as you get older, super duper helpful. Also, at some point in the afternoon, I smashed another hot dog and a bag of chips because I needed protein then, and it was very good. Hot dog and a bag of chips, $11, like something comparable you'd spend at a sportsing, right? So I think people are like, oh, it's so expensive. Not really. Not for the quality of what you get, and especially for your sit down meals. There's a lot of love and care that goes into these, and these are very accomplished like chefs and very hard to get reservations. So they had those huge, beautiful boat displays. You could $100 of sushi, $200 worth of sushi, $300 worth of sushi, like all the artistry. You could sit around a sushi bar as well. You could see them like flaming, blowtorching the unagi, like kind of putting the finishing touches on the eel, like super authentic experience, I feel like. So yeah, nice. Really, really great. The next day, Steve, we went to Magic Kingdom. This is the famous one, right? The one you'll see in most of the pictures, the big castle,
right,
in the background, right? We went to this little stand called Sleepy Hollow, and we got a large Mickey waffle with fried chicken on top of it.
Sweet.
Yes. So my mom doesn't do spicy, so it was advertised as having a sweet and spicy glaze. And I was like, hey, can we put it on the side? And they were like, no problem. Like usually they can modify anything. I just think it adds to like, you can enjoy your vacation a little bit more, especially if it's something you can't control, right? Like my mom just can't do spicy, right? Like, so, I think there are a lot of restaurants when you're not on vacation, they'd be like, we can't modify it. It comes this such and such way and blah, 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 blah. They really won't say no to anything unless they absolutely have to, which I think is really incredible. It really just adds to the value of the service, but struck out on another corn dog. So the sweet and spicy glaze, I kept it on the side. I see what they were going for there. It tasted like liquid smoke. It was a little bit of a womp womp. It's a little bit of a letdown. I'm like, I see what you were going for here, but you could have dialed back on that liquid smoke just a little bit. The rest of it was maple and basically chili flake, which I was like, that would have been fine. Just been like spicy maple or like hot honey. But the chicken was really good. Crunchy on the outside, tender on the inside. The waffle, the bigger the Mickey waffle, the better it is. I think these were like really soft and fluffy. And you could see them making everything to order in the back. It was really awesome. I decided we needed more protein in our life. So I was like, let's all split a corn dog. Steve, the corn dog batter, I swear to you, is like this thick. I was just like, where is I ended up peeling all the corn dog batter off and eating the meat by itself. Like, I was like, I just want the protein. This is a whole bunch of, I love cornbread batter. Don't get me wrong. It was just a lot, I don't know. Do you have any big opinions about corn dogs? I just feel like the thinner the batter, the better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I don't eat a whole lot of corn dogs, but, yeah, I
imagine
all batter, there's no protein in there. You're like, where's the rest of it? Should be called something else.
I'm a straight up stand for some corn dogs, man.
Fritter. My opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. We grabbed lunch. So Magic Kingdom has lands, right? It has Fantasyland where you're going to find like the teacups, and It's a Small World and Peter Pan. It has Frontierland where you're going to find things like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and you can catch the train there. And it has like what used to be called Splash Mountain, which is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure from The Princess and the Frog. And then it has Tomorrowland, which is the land of the future, where you can find things like Space Mountain and the Tron ride, right? And so in Tomorrowland, another pun is coming. Get ready. There is a little restaurant called Cosmic Rays Cafe. So, Cosmic Rays, but like a name. Yeah. So they have basically burger, grilled chicken sandwich. Cuties is a big thing in the parks that's available. And if you don't want French fries, cuties, like the little nectarines, tangerines. Yeah. Yep. As I get older, they burn my mouth. Like I really like eating them, but they make my lips burn. Yeah. Getting old sucks. Anyway, we got a chicken sandwich with bacon and crispy onions and barbecue sauce on it. And it was really good. it was actually way better than I thought for what it was, right? It kind of tasted like, you remember getting grilled chicken sandwiches at like lunch in school?
Uh-huh.
So you can tell that it was once grilled, but it's been sitting in like hot chicken water, like in a hotel pan, right? I don't mind it though, because it keeps it moist. Like there's obviously a method to that madness. And so, yeah, they totally, yeah. My screen's blurry, Steven.
Mine or yours?
Does. Mine. Anyway, the blinds are blurred. So yeah, it was a really good meal for what it was. The blind be blind. It was a really good meal for what it was. And I, take everything with a grain of salt, right? Buyer beware.
Right.
Like, understand what you're getting. If you're getting something with meat in it from the little cart or like the counter walk up, it might not be like Michelin star level. But for what this was, it was hot, it was really fast, and I think it was worth the money. So
nice.
And it's theme park prices, right? Like we paid $15 a piece for lunch. My brother got a 3rd-pound burger. My mom and I got a that chicken sandwich. We split it. Oh, you'll be so proud of me. I got garlic truffle Parmesan fries to go with it. Yes. It's just light enough on the truffle so that it didn't smell like feet. So, yeah. So we had a really amazing day in Magic Kingdom. We did visit the confectionery and we got a Mickey Mouse shaped Rice Krispie treat where the bottom is dipped in chocolate and then mini M&Ms are on it. So really, really, really cute. We didn't buy any other goodies there, but for dinner, we had reservations at Be Our Guest. So Be Our Guest essentially is a restaurant that's inside Belle and Beast Castle. The Beast comes out and it looks like it's snowing all the time through the windows, and there's lightning that comes in the other room because the part of the castle is cursed, and very much with the theming. The problem is I got way too hot during the day. And when I went in there, it was very, very cold. So my stomach turned almost immediately after I ordered my food, and I couldn't. I was like, I'm going to be sick. I can't eat anything. I managed to eat a couple of bites of each thing that I ordered, but it was kind of a wash. It's a prefix menu that costs $72 a person. The food is worth it. The quality of the food is worth it. I had half a beer. My mom had a cocktail she really enjoyed. My brother had steak. He had steak frites. He said it was phenomenal. It came with jus that he said was really, really tasty. My mom had, what did she have? I ordered short rib beef bourguignon that came with root vegetable mash, roasted like pearl onions, little baby carrots, potatoes. He got steak frites, and she got, dear God, what did she order? I can't remember what she ordered. It'll come back to me. I got escargot as a starter. She got tuna tartare. The escargot was really great, but yeah, I don't know if it was too much
in butter.
Yeah, it was like this really magnificent herb garlic butter. The short rib beef bourguignon was like extremely tender. I don't know if it was just too much time in between meals, and then I got overheated, and then it was like super cold. Yeah, it was a wash. I was really sad about it, but I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah,
so it kind of just is what it is. But yeah, and our friend David Dollar from the Main Street Electrical Podcast and the Deucecast Movie Show, he suggested in a situation like that, you might be able to like go get your money. Like, hey, I got sick, I couldn't eat this, and basically didn't eat anything, and I was like, hey, that's good to know for next time. Like, I just kind of chalked it up till I was like, it's my fault, right? Like, what are you gonna do? These things happen. If you're on vacation, be flexible, right? Like, kind of is what it is. I'm gonna look at the menu real quick and see if I can remember what she ordered. But yeah, it's a super fun. You're like essentially in the ballroom of the castle. The food's serious though. They have like fish on the menu. They have she got the pork chop. So she got the same pork chop that I got in 2023. Very tender, double bone-in cut pork chop. They've obviously brined it beforehand. It comes with a pepper pipe rod and roasted potatoes. Really, really legit. They have two options for dessert. They have a dessert trio, which has the gray stuff from the song Be Our Guest. The gray stuff is delicious. Don't believe me, ask the dishes. Essentially, it's like a white chocolate mousse with gray. They probably put red and blue food coloring together to make it very dark purple and then put a little yellow in there. make it more brown, right? Or to make it more toward gray. But it was essentially like a cookie mousse cup. It comes with a truffle, super rich, and it comes with a macaron.
That's pretty good.
Right? So really, really good. And then the other option you have, which honestly I think is for suckers, because who doesn't choose the trio where you have 3 different desserts? It's a lemon berry sponge cake. What my mom said it was, and I agree with her line of thinking. She's like, why? Because you're not going to eat all your dessert. I could try all of it. I was like, hey, fair enough. So lemon berry sponge cake with a vanilla whipped cream. Super delicious. Super delicious. So
sounds like it.
Yeah, really delicious. They also do breakfast in there, but I find their breakfast options to be lacking. And I don't want to wake up that early I don't feel like being presentable that early for breakfast on my vacation.
I don't blame you.
What say you for that? I would rather wolf a granola bar down in the hotel. What's your opinion on that? So
I typically don't eat breakfast on vacation wherever we're staying. I always go out and get stuff. So
do you sleep in on vacation?
Depends. Like sleeping in for us is like 8 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
So so I guess you could say yes, we sleep in.
Right. So at this place they have French onion soup, escargot, tuna tartare, mixed green salad with goat cheese mousse and roasted tomato vinaigrette, which that was what my mom got for her first course, and it looked phenomenal. And they did like a nice swoosh of the goat cheese mousse like around the plate, so you can get it in every bite, like with your fork. And then, hold on, dog interruption. You just pulled my headphones. Please go away. Bye. He straight up just pulled my headphones out of my head. He was like, I need to cuddle. So potato, never a dull moment. And then potato and leek soup. And then on the dinner menu, you've got the dry aged Duroc pork chop, grilled filet mignon. It comes with haricot vert and smashed potatoes with a brandy peppercorn sauce. You have steak frites, which is what my brother got. Slow roasted butcher steak. So hanger steak. Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Right. House cut French fries and red wine jus. You have a roasted chicken with sweet potatoes and a whole grain mustard sauce, or you have trout almondine, and then they have a vegan option as well. They have a plant-based, like charred eggplant with celeriac puree, mushrooms, and black garlic bordelaise. So not lowbrow by any means, right? Like really, really great options and really, really well done. I just lost my appetite. So anyway,
when you're like on a couple of days of like eating more than what you're used to, like towards the end of your vacation, you're just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, essentially, right? Like I at home will maybe eat 1 or 2 meals a day. So, and I tried to be mindful of that, but yeah, just something about it. So if you go to Disney World and it's hot outside, just be aware that everywhere that has the AC on will really have it on. They're not cheap like me. They're not going to have it on 78. It's going to be cold when you go in there. So it's going to be cold. Okay. Just trust. For our final day, we went back to Magic Kingdom to ride like 3 of the rides that we had missed the first day. So honestly, I think we pushed really hard the first day and could have stood to take a break. And then we, kind of like overdid it.
Yeah.
So we took a half day in the park. We rode Tron, which is amazing. And then we rode Haunted Mansion. We weren't able to get into it the first day. It was just, I love that ride. There's a certain amount of time I'll wait outside for certain things. And that's not one of them. I love that ride a lot. I just didn't want to wait an hour. I was like, that's a bit much. So yeah, it was a bit much. But on the last day, we went to Amare. It's in the Disney Swan Reserve. That was our big fancy meal. We all got dressed up and we went to dinner there. We split. I don't drink wine very often, but I feel like it goes with this type of food really well.
Yeah.
We split a Domaine. My mother and I split a bottle of Domaine Pinot Gris from the Willamette Valley. It was really, really good. My mom likes wine, not too sweet, not too dry. And this was just kind of perfect. So right up her alley, like a Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio, right? Like she's not going to be good for a big cab. She's not like a Riesling person, right? That those things are for anybody out there that's listening and you don't drink and you don't know what these things mean. When a wine or an alcohol is really dry, it kind of like sucks all the spit out of your mouth and kind of has that like sucking on a lemon. It's a combination of the dryness of that mouthfeel. You know, I learned this week that our friend Chris Finch from French Barbecue hates the word mouthfeel. Occasionally, I don't even know if he listens, but occasionally I'm going to use it just to piss him off. But yeah, when a wine leaves your mouth feeling dry, that's why we call them dry and wet. Obviously, it's a liquid, so it's still a liquid, but that's what that means. The menu at Amari was fantastic. So it's all Mediterranean. So we started with the ishkabubble bread service. So think a huge puffed up, very thin pita bread that they make to order. If you look into the kitchen, it's an open kitchen, by the way, you can see them cooking it in the hearth. And it comes with 3 dipping sauces. So it comes with toum, which is like the Mediterranean. Essentially, it's like a garlic and lemon. It almost looks like yogurt, but it's just that emulsion by itself. So super garlicky and like really creamy. It came with mohamara, which is a walnut and red pepper puree. And then it came with zhug. Zhug, Z-H-U-G, is basically a spicy Israeli pureed sauce, right? Nice. It's basically their version of hot sauce. This one was kind of on the mild to medium side, right? But it was jalapeno based. It was really fantastic. So they have meze plates there, all small plates that are designed to be shared. So they have like fried Brussels sprouts and hot honey. They have citrus marinated olives. They have a green mango salad that comes with Aleppo pepper and preserved lemons. They have baba ganoush, which is like a charred pureed eggplant dip. So it comes with sumac, pomegranate seeds, and cilantro. They have like a jumbo grilled asparagus. They have house-made pickles, and they have tabbouleh. So we got a couple of these things to share. Like we got the bread service that comes with the 3 dips. We got the olives. We got the tabbouleh. Tabbouleh is like that bulgur wheat parsley salad. It's got mint, tomato, and cucumber. It's one of my favorite things. I was almost going to get us falafel. It's really my go-to when I go anywhere that has Mediterranean food. But we didn't. We ended up getting the fried chicken hummus instead. So it was our server's recommendation. He did a fantastic job. So he also ended up being from Dallas. Super small world.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah. But the Israeli fried chicken hummus, chickpea hummus, topped with za'atar spiced fried chicken, sumac, and a tomato mostarda, is served with more house-made pita bread. My brother got a porterhouse. It was a 24-ounce porterhouse, and he got it with double fries because it came with pearl onions, carrots, and potatoes. So he got it with fries instead, and he basically licked the bone clean. Like,
nice.
So, the dessert was really impressive, though. We got a coconut panna cotta that came with a sour cherry preserve on top and pistachio brittle. It was insanely good. It was so good. The contrast of flavors, how sour the cherries were, how sweet the coconut panna cotta was, like, and all the little crunchies. It was just like, yes. It checked every single box. It was so good.
Nice.
So they have scallops there. They have lamb, cappelletti. They have a swordfish. They have sea bass. They've got souvlaki. They have 3 different kinds of hummus. So one of them is like your vegetarian version. It comes with like fava beans, garlic, onions, tomatoes on top. They have the fried chicken version, and then they have a lamb version. So they have braised lamb, pickled onion, cilantro, and fried garlic on top of a bed of hummus. And then you like scoop everything out with pita.
I love it.
I just wished I was hungry. I wanted to try like 8 more things, but I couldn't do it. So, and they also have harissa roasted chicken, and harissa is like one of my favorite condiments ever. So,
it's good stuff. I like it.
I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, no disappointment. No disappointment here. The only thing I was disappointed was by a couple of corn dogs. Everything else,
sounds like you had a fantastic smorgasbord.
Yeah. Yeah, no 2 days were the same. It was really great. There's all sort of fun snack options. Do you have to have reservations? No, you can snack your way through the parks and get full. And if you come from a somewhat more traditional upbringing and you've got to sit down for dinner between the hours of 5 and 7 and it has to be like an inside place, well then, yeah, there's a whole bunch of options. And if you want to make your entire day out of like hot dogs, pretzels, sandwich, whatever, sweets, then also you can do that to your heart's content. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you had a lot of fun. I'm glad you ate a lot of food, and I'm really glad you got to share with us because, it sounds like now I need to go over there and myself and go.
You do, man. You do, and
I'm
I didn't
hungry.
even barely scratch the surface of. There are so many dining experiences you can do and see, and there are so many places to eat that I went with a few tried and true, and we tried one new thing, two new things while we were there. But Disney Springs has a ton of restaurants. They have Raglan Road, which is like a traditional Irish pub, even with the Irish dancing and musicians. They have all the things you can get, like the Irish breakfast, Guinness stew, all the pies. In Epcot, the fish and chips is phenomenal. In the England portion, in Canada, Le Cellier, the steakhouse, is absolutely phenomenal. They do a porterhouse for two that comes on a 3-tiered tray that is served family style, and it comes with Bernays and Oscar, and it comes with sides, and they have beer cheese soup, which is amazing. There's just depends on how you want to do your trip. But for anybody out there who hasn't been to Disney and wants to go, please use my friend David Dollar as your travel planner. It costs you nothing, and it will make your trip seamless and completely worth every penny. So he'll make all those reservations for you 60 days out, and he'll make it really easy for you. So go find my friend David Dollar with Upon a Star Travel. So fellow podcast buddy there. So yeah. Hey, what are you cooking this week, Steven? When are you cooking the bacon?
Not sure yet. We're gonna find out sometime soon. Got plenty of meal prep, so yeah.
After eating a bunch of French fries and pretzels and everything else, in the line for Tron, I completed my Aldi grocery pickup order, and I was never so excited to order fresh meat and vegetables and fruit.
You'll be there for a few days, for a week or two, just salads and bright flavors. So
yeah, absolutely.
Many times.
I ordered in sushi this week. It was okay. Had some pho. It was all right. So I'm looking forward to Thursday. I will go pick the groceries up, and then there will be lots and lots of meal prep. Right now, for some reason, Aldi is celebrating. This sounds horribly insensitive of me. Maybe it's some cultural holiday I'm not aware of, but Aldi is celebrating all their German offerings. So I bought knockwurst, I bought bratwurst, I bought sauerkraut, and I bought cheddar spätzle.
Sweet.
So I'm super excited. So
I'm looking forward to hearing about that next.
Yeah, buddy. All right, Steve. It was really good to see you. Thanks for listening to all my Disney food stuffs.
Of course.
Hey, and everybody out there, thank you so much for listening. We will be back with guests next week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap for today. Until the next episode of the Food for Thoughtcast, make good food, eat good food, share it, and be kind to one another.
Thanks so much for listening today. You are part of what makes us special, and we are so glad you joined us. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a review. Just like food, delicious podcasts are better when you share them with others. Come back for seconds wherever podcasts are served, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Food for Thoughtcast.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Food for Thoughtcast, or at www.foodforthoughtcast.com, where you can link to all podcast players, or you can send us an email at foodforthoughtcmc@gmail.com.